listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Lawler. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. You have another edition today of Coves and Keys. That's where we talk to real estate professionals around the lake, and we get their opinion on what's going on. We talk about their listings, and we kind of talk about their life at the lake. Today, we have a great guest. He's a client, but he's also become a good friend of mine. He's been around the lake forever. Ryan Gattermeir, welcome to Coves and Keys. How are you today, buddy?
I'm great, Ken. Thank you very much. A little cold. Had to fight the snow to get in here, but we made it, and excited to be here with you.
Yeah, so for all of our viewers, right now, we just had a big snowstorm in Missouri. You guys got you said you thought you got maybe 12 inches, right?
It sure seemed like it when I was shoveling it yesterday. Yes, I think it was at least 12 inches. So as far as my back feels right now, I feel like, yeah, it was at least 12. So it's a lot more than I hoped for.
and I'm coming at you straight from Arizona, so I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
I don't. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, talk to me a little bit about, you grew up at the lake, right? I mean, this is your home. I mean, you've been here your whole life, right?
Yeah, I was born and bred at Lake of the Ozarks. Actually, when I was born, there wasn't a hospital at Lake of the Ozarks, so I was actually born in Jefferson City, but I quickly was transported down here, and that's how old I am. There was no hospital here when I was born, so that's a good start. But yeah, I was born and raised, and that's all I've ever really known. So.
And so you remember those days when pretty much the lake shut down during the winter. I mean, if it was this time of year, you had a hard time going out and getting groceries, and
we have a hard time. Yeah, you'd have a hard time finding a place to eat in any time from I don't know, probably from November till into March. You only had a few places that were open. Everything was so seasonal. You had Arrowhead Lodge was probably the main hub, at least over in the Lake Ozark side, where everybody would gather in the Powwow Pub and in the Arrowhead Lodge, and kind of was a refuge for everybody. I remember that. I remember growing up playing checkers in the lobby of Arrowhead Lodge because that was about the only place you'd go. So.
I remember that check. I remember that. That was a great place. We'd get breakfast there. Breakfast was kind of the big meal we would go over to there for, but that was a great place. And, the history that you have and really, not only just in the history of growing up there, but as far as, your business, your dad started at the lake as well, right? I mean, this is a family business, right?
Yes, my dad started real estate in 1970. He was one of only about 8 realtors at the time. If you can imagine that, now we have over 600 or 700, I think, on both boards, on both sides of the lake. I mean, he was really a true pioneer. Names like my dad, Burton Dinky, that started Tantera.
Yeah.
The
Elliots and all that. Yeah.
Jim Albers, the Albers clan, Mary and Peggy's dad. There's a number of them I could name that were kind of the pioneers. Really, it was a Wild West. I mean, and there was no toll bridge no community bridge to get across to Shawnee Bend, and it was a no man's land, quite frankly. My dad tells me stories. Some of the roads that are now these really nice roads were North Shore, for instance. W and Y roads were all gravel. It was.
Oh my gosh!
It was quite a pioneering feat to be selling real estate back in those days. So.
Well, I mean, that number used throughout where 8 or 10 realtors total, and now there's 8 or 10 realtors on every corner. It's
there are a lot of us. Yes, there are.
It's just amazing. I mean, and I think, like you said, there was no community bridge, there was no toll bridge. So that whole side of the lake was just woods. I mean, it was just complete, no development hardly at all. And when they opened that up and really did the development at the lake that we see today with condos and all the stuff going on, it's a totally different community. And you've seen it go from, nothing to, where it is today, which is pretty cool. You've got a lot of experience here at the lake. And I know you're a big family man. You got a lot of family stuff going on here, and you really enjoy living at the Lake of the Ozarks, don't you?
They do. I mean, living in Lake of the Ozarks, being able to live here and raise a family here, and enjoy the perks of living by the largest man-made lake in the country, with all the shoreline we have and all the access we have with boat docks and everything. It's just it's a blessing. I mean, it really is. I mean, oftentimes I take it for granted, and I think a lot of people do that live here full time, but it's really an amazing, life, and a lifestyle that is really its own, and so we really enjoy it. Kids enjoy it. We boat a lot. We're big boaters. We got into wake surfing this year. We bought a wake surf boat, which has been
Nice.
Deal for me. I have not lake surfed yet. I own the boat, but I drive, but I enjoy watching it. But no, we really enjoy, the lake lifestyle, and, really try to live to the fullest every day.
Well, and then, I've lived down there for, I'm not full time, but I live there pretty much in the summers, and I've done it for the last 25
We'll
years.
take you. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a sort of local, but
Well,
but what I tell people all the time is, it's two different lakes. From Sunday at 3 till about Thursday at 10 a.m., it's one lake. And then Thursday at noon till about Sunday at noon, it's a completely different lake. And if you haven't experienced the one that's not the weekend, you need to, because that is truly a lifestyle. It's something that, you can really enjoy. I mean, the weekends, I tend to stay home, but
well, yeah. I mean, you got to pick your times to do it. And there are a lot of people that come down. Certainly a lot of my clients come down Thursday, Friday. People have, with the way people work these days, they've been able to come down, a little bit earlier than just Friday to Sunday. But, but yeah, I mean, it's a different lifestyle. I always tell my clients and my friends and people that want to know, I always say, do whatever you can to stay down Sunday and Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, because that's when all the locals come back up. We get the lake back for a few days. And I always tell them Sunday Fun Day is one of the best times at the lake. And so if you have the luxury of scheduling your work and being able to either work from home on Monday mornings or go back to work on Monday morning, I highly recommend that, because that's a great time.
Yeah, I can remember back in the day going to Topsider on Sunday afternoons. They always had a band play outside. You'd boat up, and it was all local. It was great.
Gators, all those places. Bayou Bills used to be great Bills. They'd always have a Sunday afternoon, Sunday Fun Day kind of thing. Yeah, Topsider, all those places that would have those for the locals. So.
Well, you're not the only business entrepreneur in the family. I know that your daughter just decided to go out, and she's now doing her own hair cutting, correct?
She is. And you can see what a wonderful job she does on my hair, which is, I'm not a best subject by any means. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I told her we were going to give her a shout out today. You mentioned that, and I appreciate that. Yeah, she's cutting hair, doing color, styling. She does about everything you can imagine. Extensions. She actually specializes in extensions, which I've been trying to talk her into putting some on me, but there's nothing to hang on to, unfortunately. So, but yeah, she's really, I'm very proud of her, and she's really building a good business. So she's at Natalie. I'll give her a shameless plug. She's at Natalie K Salon in Lake Ozark. And yeah, you can reach out to her, call the salon, schedule an appointment, or look for her on social media.
Yeah, request Ellie, because she's ready, right? She's out there full time.
She's ready. I'm ready for her, and she's been doing very well, and I'm very proud of her. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of your listings you got going at the lake right now. So, I know that this time of year. I mean, if you tell me, so you get into February, is it are the buyers out there now and they're coming out strong, or is it kind of a lull with the winter and this weather that we're having, or what are you seeing right now?
Well, every year plays a different, there's a different role every year. It depends on weather. I mean, weather is a huge factor in how early buyers come out and get excited. It used to be, obviously, back in the old days. I'm 25 years into business, so I remember, whenever it was not as things weren't as I guess the season was longer back then, even, but now, I mean, people live here more year round and are coming down sooner because there's more to do, in the off season. But typically, anytime after Valentine's Day, which just happened, this late February, this year, probably not so much with the snow we just got and the cold snap we've got right now. But, certainly by kind of the unofficial kickoff of spring these days seems to be St. Patty's Day parade in Lake Ozark. That seems to be the unofficial start of boating, spring boating. So, I always tell people, don't wait until, like, right now is a great time to get your property listed because, we can get things ready. We can get it out there, start promoting it. But we kind of beat some of the other, because some people are waiting till a lot of the listings don't come up until April or May because there's a lot of families and people that are kind of making that decision. Are we going to go back down? Is this year, are we going to, we didn't use it much last summer. Maybe, people's lifestyles change. Kids are in sports, people, different things happen in people's lives and they don't use the lake house as much. And so, people have that kind of gut check, I call it, every spring. Like, okay, are we gonna use it this summer? Do we need to go ahead and sell it? Is it, are the kids going to use it? Are the grandkids going to use it? What are they doing? And so a lot of houses will come on the market April, May, but if you can beat them and get out in late February, March, you have less competition. So
we just had the boat shows, and usually the boat shows kind of stimulate that, desire too, because you got people that are going there. Hey, let's buy a boat. Well, maybe we don't want to rent anymore. Maybe we want to have an actual place to put the boat. I always look at the boat shows as just a super launch to the season because it's like everybody's chomping at the bit to do something to get out of the winter, and they get inside and they see these beautiful boats, and it's like it brings all these memories about, okay, we got to do something at the lake. And so, you're right. This is probably a pretty good time to put stuff out there. Let's talk about a few of yours that we have. So we have 126 Waterford Terrace. Tell me about this.
This is I tell you what, so many lots. We're out, they're not making any more land, and they're certainly not making any more lakefront is the thing that people say. And it's very true. A lot of developments going on in the last, 10 years, certainly in the last 4 or 5 years. A lot of lots are being built on and already built on. They're not, there's not much vacant land, lakefront land left. And so a lot of the lots that are available on the lake, especially in that 1 mile marker to, like, say, the 40-mile marker, a lot of those are on the main channel, which nothing wrong with the main channel. But if you can get a cove lot.
Oh, wow. Look at that one. It's got both best of both worlds. You got a view of the main channel and you're in a cove protected.
Yep. You said it. Took the words out of my mouth. I mean, this is one of those opportunities where you have cove protection with a main channel view. I like to call that the holy grail of real estate in the lake. If you can get it. And this one truly does have that. So it is truly cove protected. Cove protection is a little bit of a loose term in a realtor's mouth sometimes, it's code protected. Well, it may only be one lot in from the main channel. So I don't know how code protected that really is.
Yeah, you could be surfing on your dock if you don't want to do it.
Exactly. So it has 131 feet of lakefront. So it's got a huge building envelope. And you can see the homes on both sides. You're surrounded by nice properties and nice homes. And so I believe this one's on about the 12-mile marker. No, 14, but the 14-mile marker, I think. Kind of in that general vicinity in Porto Chima.
Yeah, I know this lot. This lot was down from a house I own not too far, and that's a beautiful cove. I mean, that's one of the nicest coves in Porto Chima.
It really is,
and it's rare to have. It's almost a flipped footprint because normally you'll have more footprint on the backside and little on the front. That's got a 131 of shoreline. You can do a lot of really cool outdoor stuff with that lot like that.
Yeah, and there's a whole I could do a whole other session on docks and what to look for on boat docks, but this when it comes to relation to lots and houses, but this one does what we call pie out. So when you pie outward towards the lake, then you have literally I can't think of a dock that you couldn't fit on there that would follow the Ameren regulations. So
that's awesome.
And deep water,
Yeah, that whole cove is you can. It's just a great cove because you can do a little bit of sea doing in the middle there. They do have a no wake in the back, but I mean, you go right out to the main channel and you're in the middle of everything. So what a great location.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. And we just listed it about 30 days ago, getting a lot of action on it. Of course, weather has not helped us, like I said. But I don't think it'll be around too long. And certainly anybody who's looking for a building lot in Porto Chima or over in Sunrise Beach area or at that mile marker area, of course, with the toll bridge not being a toll bridge anymore, it makes it just that much easier. I keep calling.
I'll tell you what, I live over there and I live in Port Chima, and you wouldn't think that the $3 would get to you, but it does.
Oh, it's a game changer. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, I tell people all the time, I don't care. People say, well, people live over in Port Chima, they don't care about the toll. Yeah, maybe to a certain extent, but a lot of guys I know that have a lot of money, it still bugs them to waste, $3, $6.
It's wide open now, man. It's wide open. Let's talk about 214 Regatta Bay.
Yeah, this is a great condo. Regatta Bay is one of my favorite condo complexes, the Lake of the Ozarks. And it's a favorite among a lot of people. It's back whenever they built this back before the land got so expensive, and they had so many condos these days are on a small piece of land, and they're really tall, and they take up all the land and all the common area with buildings and parking lots. This is not the case at Regatta Bay. Regatta Bay is, I think, like 20 some acres of land. So it's very spread out, and it gives a park-like feel. And so this unit here,
wow, look at that view. That's a view.
The view's awesome. View's awesome. You've got a nice view, looking out, great back deck area. And Regatta Bay is just a really well-respected complex. It can do vacation rentals there, so you can rent if you want to make it somewhat of an investment property for you too. It is possible to rent vacation rent there, and it's a popular location. But there's a lot of benefits to Regatta Bay, and this unit has been remodeled in recent years, updated flooring, paint, kitchen appliances. I mean, the place is really dialed in, and it comes turnkey ready as you see it there. So really, there isn't a thing to do. It's a great springtime purchase. I think that one has, if I'm not mistaken, 10 by 30 boat slip included. So you got a boat slip included, and it's really turnkey ready.
And they got tennis courts and playgrounds and dog parks. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool community. I mean, they've really set it up right.
It really is. It's really unusual these days to find a complex that has that kind of, like I call it, a vacation style mindset. And
for rental too, that's awesome, because people that they're coming in there, they want to have they want the amenities. Tell me about 1459 Ginger Road.
Oh, this is great. I mean, so this is, I hate to say it, but trying to find a lake home that is 5-bedroom, in that case, 5-bedroom and 3 full baths, is hard, especially being on Horseshoe Bend, which is a very desirable location. In a cove with good water, nice boat dock included. This is really a great setup, recently remodeled in the last few years. I mean, there isn't a thing to do. Comes totally turnkey furnished again, with all the furniture inside and out, and everything you need to make it a perfect lake house. And like I said, at 759, if you look at what's out there for that kind of square footage, which the square footage on that one is, I should know all these off the top of my head, but sometimes
it's big. We'll just say it's big.
I know it runs 2,300 square feet. Like I said, 5-bedroom, 3 full bath. It's hard to beat this at 759, and even has a 1-car garage as well. So, one more caveat: you can do a vacation rental with it if you choose to do so. This owner did do some vacation rental to kind of supplement, some of the costs, but you don't have to by any means. But it is a possibility if you want to do it. But great place, turnkey ready, perfect springtime purchase. Just walk in, and all you got to do, as I say a lot of times, bring your swimsuit and and that's about it. And your toothbrush, I guess.
Well, those are some cool listings. I mean, you kind of got a little something for everybody there. That's what's cool about the lake is, you can come down and you can find, and I think everybody looks at the lake and sees these multi-million-dollar houses. And of course, everybody loves those. But, as I told my son one time we were driving on the lake, I said, the beauty of this lake is there's something for everyone. Any single person, I don't care what economic, level you're at, you can find a place at Lake of the Ozarks that fits you. You might have to go up a little further mile marker, you might have to do a condo instead of a house, but there's something for everybody, which I think is why the lake, I mean, there's truly nothing like it. There's nothing like Lake of the Ozarks in the whole country.
No, there isn't. And everyone found that out in 2000, mid to late 2020. Everyone finally discovered us during COVID and mass mass influx of
Right.
people, which we welcome them, and we're glad that they all came, and many of them stayed and are still here today. But yeah, we really are the best kept. We've always been one of the best kept secrets in the country when it comes to dollar for dollar. What can I get for my money? Even with the increase in values over the last 3 or 4 years, we had a correction a little bit because we were undervalued for so long.
Yeah,
we still are.
And it'll ebb and flow, but I mean, it's just a great place to be. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they can go to your website, right?
They can go to my website, ryansells.com. Nobody can spell Gattermeir, so I had to do ryansells.com. You can also, if you're feeling dangerous, you can do ryangattermeir.com, but you'll have to remember how to spell it. So ryansells.com is the best way to go, or give me a call. My cell phone there, 573-746-0133. And, look forward to helping you out. We really, try to, my motto is really trying, just to sell that lake lifestyle. One of my favorite things in the world is to help someone buy their first lake place, whether it's a family or a retired couple. First home buyers are always fun, and it's always, real estate agents will tell you that first time home buyers are kind of like, challenging on some cases, but they also remind you why you do what you do to help someone find that first home. And I feel like the same thing with a first time lakefront home buyer or condo buyer or lakefront property buyer, because it's really a special moment for someone to be able to buy that first lake home or that first lake property, and experience, what it's like to have that kind of lifestyle. And so we try really hard with our team to really share that lake lifestyle with them and really, show them what all is possible.
Well, we encourage all of our viewers to give you a call if they have any needs for listing or buying. Ryan is a local, and the LOZ app is about locals. I mean, you don't see huge, conglomerates in the LOZ app. It's all people who work at the lake. Their families are at the lake. You'll see them at church. You'll see them on the playgrounds. You'll see them at the ball games. Give Ryan a call and let him help you. He's one of the best. He's a local guy, and he's just a cool dude. I'm really happy that you're a client of ours and also a good friend. And, that's the cool thing about the lake is you end up becoming friends with the people you work with. And that's cool.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been great to work with you, Ken, and you guys do an awesome job of promoting us and our businesses and business. And, kudos to you for doing the podcast. And, next time we talk, hopefully I'll have a cooler background. I'm going to get something cool like you. I have a really boring background, so I'll have to work on that, but
we'll have you back on for sure, my friend. So all right, everybody. Well, thanks for another edition of Coves and Keys, and go see my buddy Ryan and give him a call, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the LOZ Podcast Network.